I was not one of those little girls who spent hours playing with dolls and dreaming of becoming a mommy. So it's so much to my amazement that I found I'm now the mother of two incredible grown sons. But I find that if I'm going to write about motherhood from my heart, I have to talk about my very first child, my daughter, the person who never drew a breath. I was a nurse practitioner who delivered other people's babies in our little rural town. My own first pregnancy was watched with a great deal of glee. The pregnancy happened easily, but then it lingered on and on and on. I carried that baby for 10 months, 4 weeks past a very accurate due date, in the days before it was really understood how dangerous that was. When labor finally started, she could not tolerate it and simply died when I was in early labor. The eventual C-section showed us our perfect little girl who could not stay. Only I had ever really known her, felt her, shared life with her, and then she was gone. Death is so very wrong when it's your child, and so very final. Phoebe was her name, and she has been my silent mentor since that time. Initially, her loss taught me the truth about grief, the total depth and helplessness of a direct wound to the heart. I didn't know how much I could cry. Grief was something we had studied in nursing school, but with Phoebe, I learned it. If you don't accept grief and its lessons, relationships fall apart and lives are ruined. You can't hide from it. You have to feel it all and walk through the fire of that pain to get to the other side where healing can happen. Humility is the first lesson. I found I was part of a select yet universal club, the club of mothers who have lost children. It's an intimate, secret club with ties between each other's hearts. Every time I hear a story about a terminally ill child or about a child that's killed on the other side of the world, I feel a tug on that tie. My heart reaches for that mother, as no one else outside the club can, to say to her in whatever language she speaks, I honestly know how you feel. I'm sorry. Welcome to our club. We survive. Survival was the next lesson. Blind terror had to be held at bay through my next pregnancy and the next, when carefully planned C-sections gave us our two healthy, vigorous boys. But we were different parents than we might have been. Not overprotective, but very aware. We never took a minute for granted. We knew how thin the line was between having and not having, and we knew what not having meant. For Phoebe, every year at anniversary time, the memories come. It took me years to realize that what I was living with the minute the calendar flipped over to December was not grieving anymore. It was PTSD. Grief is a healing process, and acceptance is the last phase. I had accepted her loss, but I could not forget the pain that I felt in those days. Until Phoebe's day passes, I feel a buildup of tension and irritability and sadness. The hardwired pathways in my brain are remembering the pain of separation from that little being who was mine and always will be. Phoebe's a known part of our family. The boys know that she existed. There's a porcelain angel on top of the Christmas tree, and we always have a white poinsettia in her honor. For me, she is a place in my heart. I've seen her growing over the years. She would be 31 years old now. Who would she be? I wonder how I would have parented a girl. I wonder if my first son would be the same musician, athlete, scholar, physician that he is, given the genetic coin toss. I wonder if, all things being equal, we would have even gone on to have my second son. And he is an athlete, an artist, an actor, an engineer, and a gift to the universe. Who was Phoebe? Such are the private mother thoughts that run through my head in early December every single year. With the perspective of years of life and living, while my sons are priceless treasures, I'm very grateful for Phoebe. I'm grateful to her for the lessons of acceptance and humility and strength she gave me. She made me better. And she indirectly touched the lives of countless patients I've treated over the years. We each live our whole life from start to finish, no matter how long or short it is. Her little life mattered, start to finish. Phoebe, my daughter, and this story is for her.